In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victorious. So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. Defend your
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Defend Your Movie. I am one of your hosts, Sean Donnelly, and I'm here with my co-host and my pal and my buddy, who without fail, every time I say...
Not without fail.
Not without fail. Now it's down to a... Every time I start the hello there.
It makes me happy. I'm in a good mood. I feel
like you're laughing at me more than with me here.
No, I got some sugar in me. And no, hey everybody, it's me, Andy.
Andy, what's your last name?
Andy Fiore.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Before we get started, I did this last week. I have to do it again. We're trying to build a thing here. We want to build a movement with our defenders. We came up...
The Defenders.
Andy came up with an audience name. That was fucking killer. Defenders. You're all defenders.
We love the
And
Defenders.
we want to hear from you. We want you to email us, defendyourmovie@gmail.com, @defendyourmovie on Twitter, #defendyourmovie on Instagram and Twitter if you want. Also, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't. If you're downloading one by one, please don't do that. Subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Tell your friends. Let us know the other shows that you love that maybe we can do crossover episodes with. Maybe we can talk to them. Then we can have them in. We can join the party. We're trying to enter the movie world. I feel like we're in just the comedian world too much. If you have guests that you think would be amazing, we're going to start doing big things for the new year and really trying to grow the podcast more than we ever have. And I think it's been going great. Let us know what you think. Let us know constructive criticism. Let us know what you like.
Absolutely. We need your help.
We need your help. And you are the defenders. You're the defenders of the podcast universe of movies.
Ooh,
it's almost like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Almost, yeah.
So anyway, today, what we wanted to do, the holidays are coming up.
Holidays are here.
So holidays are here. We're in the middle of it. We're in the holiday season, you could say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's almost over. In the 20s.
Yeah, right,
December,
exactly.
so, yeah.
I
have bought presents. That means the holiday season is here.
Same here, exactly. So today, what we thought we'd do, before we get to it, today we're going to defend our favorite holiday/Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I guess you have to say a lot of those are just Christmas movies. A lot of those are blatantly Christmas movies, but but you can use whatever holiday movie you want. Like
I'll be
holiday
going with
season.
Christmas.
But first, I wanted to check in. Andy, how are you?
I'm good, man.
We have let's start with the sad news.
Sad news.
That's today. Today this happened.
Sad news, yeah.
Penny Marshall passed away today, or maybe last night. Laverne from Laverne and Shirley.
Going to see the big ragu in the sky.
Alex loved that just now.
It just popped in my head.
She is awesome. She was in, she was
Laverne, obviously,
Laverne.
and then obviously most notoriously, I would say Big and A League of Their Own were probably the two biggest ones.
Yeah, she became like a
Behind this camera.
world-class movie director.
Yeah.
And she gave us Big, and she gave us also. Did she give us North? No, that was Rob Reiner.
Jumpin' Jack Flash, I believe, was her first film.
Yeah. Jumpin' Jack. Was that her first film?
Yeah.
That's how it's so funny because you have these directors and these people and these personalities that are just like entrenched in Hollywood. So they get their start the one way. And I feel like that's happening now with Jonah Hill because I watched an interview of Jonah Hill on The Breakfast Club, and to be completely honest, he was kind of corny, but he said what he wanted to be was a filmmaker. But he's so good at acting, and he was like, I was really good at acting. And I actually commend him for saying I'm really good at because he is. He's good at acting.
I love him.
I think that's good confidence. But apparently his love has always been making movies or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's before I ever did comedy or anything else. We made movies as kids.
Me too.
We got decent at it. We got like pretty good. We were able to like edit, score it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like so that's how we started too.
I was in. Did I ever talk about this, Alex? Maybe before you were
Were you
here.
in a
Andy.
troupe?
I was in a group in high school called the Young Filmmakers of America.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We named ourselves. Like my friend Brett
Oh, the
Hyde.
YFA?
YFA. It sounds like an alt-right group now. Did you hear
The
Bill?
Young Freedom Seekers of
Like,
America.
There was a YFA member there and a Proud Boy.
And let's face it, with our looks, I would
yeah.
easily be sold.
Absolutely. That looked way more like a far-right group than a fucking movie-making group. There's no diversity in this. There was all white kids in this movie maker. It was Long Island, New York. Anyway, so what was I saying? So what happens is a lot of these personalities get entrenched in Hollywood. I can think of like Penny Marshall. Now I think you're going to see Jonah Hill. Mid-90s, I don't know. Critically, I don't know how it did. I haven't looked it up lately, but I could see him trying to do like a real full-on, because that mid-90s
Yeah.
was like indie movie, okay?
yeah.
But now he's in it. Like now it's a thing where, he could just kind of do whatever he wants because he has enough connections and he can make
that's
a
great, man.
world-class
I mean,
film.
That's the dream.
And he's capable of it. Like mid-90s was capable. It wasn't my favorite movie. Nostalgia-wise, he killed it.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then Jon Favreau comes to mind because you have Jon Favreau who
Yep.
was like still acting, but you were like, oh yeah, you were in Swingers. I know you didn't direct Swingers.
Right.
I just know you as the guy in Swingers. It's really funny. And then he was acting, and then now and then Iron Man comes along, and now he's like a fucking action movie director.
Who's Bozo? There it is.
There it is.
He plays the
You know
clown in
Bozo?
Seinfeld. That's Jon Favreau.
Bozo. Bozo. He goes, no, I never heard of him. He's a
Bozo's
clown?
out.
He goes, what is he, a clown or something? He goes, you're the one that doesn't get it, man. You're stuck on some clown from the 60s, man.
Jon Favreau, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah,
There's
he
your
goes-
Seinfeld reference of the day.
He goes, so what happened with the fire? He goes, Eric the clown put it out with his shoe.
With his big
Eric.
shoe.
What kind of name for a clown is Eric? We did it. I think that's in every episode. So anyway, so Jon Favreau did it.
Yeah.
But- so R.I.P. Penny Marshall. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And
And I'll tell you this. This is just for my lack of knowledge, but it kind of made me laugh. I was reading a little blurb in Memoriam, and she goes, she first got one of her big breaks when her older brother, Gary Marshall. I swear to God, I always thought Gary Marshall was her father.
I did for the longest time, too.
Okay, good. Thank
Yeah.
God I'm not the only one in that, because I was just like, no, all right. I guess that makes a little more sense.
Because he was like, you knew him older.
Yeah, you
Like,
knew
you
him as
knew her
older,
when she
and you
was
knew her
younger.
as one of those persons who were like, oh, she just kind of looks that way.
But I think he even had something to do with Laverne and Shirley, right? Was he?
I think
he right? He created it.
I don't know if he created it, but he was involved.
But you didn't see him in the public eye till like he started acting a little bit in movies.
Yeah, and he's great.
He's great, but he was already old.
Yeah.
But you knew her when she was younger.
Right.
So you think
That's why.
and they do look like big difference in
Totally.
age. Yeah. So R.I.P. Penny Marshall.
R.I.P. Penny Marshall.
Also, I can save one of the things I wanted to say because it's going to be part of our discussion about holiday movies.
Okay.
All right, Did you watch anything else?
I saw Mission Impossible Fallout.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
It was great. It was a great Mission Impossible movie in the family of Mission Impossible movies. My only takeaway from it is I think Tom Cruise is starting to age himself out of that role a little bit.
What are you talking about?
There was
the
a-
guy broke his fucking ankle filming the thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't
That's
know.
why the movie became famous.
Oh, really?
The scene, it's actually a really great scene. There's
Maybe
a
I
scene
saw
where he
him
jumps
whipping
out the
around.
window and he's like, and
every scene.
Simon Pegg has him on GPS and he goes, why aren't you moving? He goes, I'm about to jump out a window. And he goes,
Oh, yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't know that because it's on GPS and you
Yeah.
can't see the levels.
Oh, that one was an ankle breaker.
Yeah, it was. So for you to say Tom Cruise can't handle these fucking movies anymore.
Well,
Aging out of the movie? You really think he's aging out? You mean, I think he looks like,
he looks. Yeah, it's just in a
Dude,
weird. He's in like a.
the dude is
it's-
almost 60
It's
years
not. He's at dusk. It's not daylight. It's not nighttime. He's in that weird aging. He's not old yet, and he still looks great.
How
but
old's the character? Like 40, right?
Ethan Hunt? I don't know.
The character Ethan Hunt could be 40, I think. Also, it doesn't matter anymore. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like-
guess so.
That's the other thing.
I
with
loved
these-
it. It was great.
A lot of these properties, like make Idris Elba Bond. Or I guess you can't now. He's almost aging out of it. Where he's a
Yeah.
little bit older than when Daniel Craig started. But like,
Right.
how great would it be for Idris Elba to be Bond?
He was, wasn't he?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
No.
Didn't a black guy play Bond?
No, that was the whole big discussion about it. Daniel
He's
Craig.
going to.
No, he's not.
Oh.
They said no. That was
That's
all,
a classic example of Andy reading one headline and going, yeah, that's the
that
story.
happened. You feel like you missed just a year of your life.
I saw that one tiny clip that you showed me of Joker.
Oh yeah.
I texted Greg Stone like a week ago. I'm like, hey, you want to go see Joker this weekend?
He probably freaked out.
He was like, dude, it's not even made yet.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
He was like,
he lost his mind. Yeah. So all right, I just tend to assume things.
So you saw
That was
Mission
it.
Impossible.
That was it.
I saw a Biggie, and it's not my. It takes time to figure out if it's in my top 10 or even top 5. I don't think top 5
Of the year or all time?
all time because it's fantastic, and it takes a genre. Like there's a new genre of movie. You have the coming of age lady movie. I saw Lady Bird for the first time.
All time?
What?
That's the one you're considering?
Yes, it's great.
Oh, I didn't think it was great.
Are you out of your head? Andy, what is happening? Tom
Nothing.
Cruise is an amazing. Lady Bird
I'm being
sucks.
realistic.
Did you like it?
I liked Lady Bird, but I didn't think it deserved every accolade. I was convinced it was going to
absolutely.
win Best Picture because it was, female driven and all that stuff, and it's 2017 or whatever it was
Juno,
last year.
but way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And interesting script and kept you involved and skipped over. That's why you like it. Skipped over the parlance of the parlance of our times. No, skipped over like the tropes. Not had tropes, but skipped over big chunks. Like really, just was like an overview. It's like watching somebody's Facebook memories, but a really well done version of it.
I'll watch
They
it
go
again.
through the whole. Watch it again.
that's 10 of all time, though. I mean, that's a tough list to crack.
It might come in at number 10 now.
Wow.
You gotta evolve with
You
the
just
times.
watched it once.
That's why I want to watch it again and figure it out.
All right, we'll
But-
hold hands and watch it together.
I'll tell you this: it's one of those movies that it lived up to the hype. It definitely lived up to the hype.
Maybe I have a hard time when movies are very hyped for me. I almost am immediately contrarian in the way I go, well, then I just immediately
So do I.
You know?
But this movie got hyped up like a motherfucker for me, and I watched it and I loved it right off the bat.
I liked it.
Right off the bat,
I'll
I'm
watch
like-
it again. I will give you my word, and I will maybe have a kinder assessment. But
Laurie Metcalf as the mom.
Laurie Metcalf's always great.
Always great.
I don't.
That Swarsea.
Nowhere near my top 10 though. That's a fucking.
I know, but I'm saying for me.
Okay.
Swarsea Reardon, whatever her name is. Swarsea.
Yeah, Shorsha. I don't know
the
how
Irish
you say
chick.
it.
She's
good.
She's fantastic because she was like, if you look at Brooklyn, the movie, which is a great movie. You ever see it?
No.
It's like a throwback to all like the real innocent movies from like the 50s and stuff. It takes place in the 50s, but also has the feel of something that was filmed then.
Okay.
It's really good. It's about these people who date, and it's 1950s Brooklyn, and she's from Ireland, and she goes back, and there's a whole big thing. But it's it's written like that. It's clean. It's not like The Big Sick, or it's not like Lady Bird, where it's like modern day problems.
Right.
It's like even if you had a movie that took place in the 50s now, it still has that air of. It still has that air of like if you have a movie that came out in the 50s, I can't think of one right now, but like even like Beautiful Mind, like
HUD. You ever seen HUD with Paul Newman? That's maybe 59.
no, but it came out in 59.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is a movie that's filmed recently.
Gotcha.
Look at Beautiful Mind. That's like the 60s and the 50s, right? He dealt with real world problems in that. This was like just your old style, almost like a Singing in the Rain or like just like a musical without the music. Like it had that like very like, oh, this is nice.
Well, I mean,
kinda thing.
Goodfellas goes through the 40s and the 50s. I mean, quickly. But
Goodfellas, no.
Yeah, it does. 45 is when he starts.
But it's real world. He gets the shit beaten out of him. What I'm saying is, what they're doing is just a nice love story. From that
gotcha.
time, and it was like because back in the day when they made movies, they didn't add that stuff into movies. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it makes sense.
I get it.
But then as we evolved as people, we kind of like, hey, fucked up shit happened then too. So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
things were based back then, homophobia, racism, all that
Sure.
came into the movies. But this was nice because it was like just about them. Like it was a nice story about
Yeah,
them.
it
Whatever.
was a wonderful time.
So it's Brooklyn, and she's so much different in Brooklyn than she is in Lady Bird, and she's just a great actress. But I watched Lady Bird, and the guy who plays the dad is this guy Tracy Letts, who apparently is also a playwright. That Saint Germain told me he's like an amazing playwright. I want to check out some of that. And he's amazing. He plays the dad. He's fucking amazing in it, dude. I'm like, and the kid who's blowing up now, who played the gay kid in it, he is fantastic. I just think it's one of those movies that rarely happens when these movies live up to the hype, man.
Okay.
And I think it did. And I think you should watch it again.
I'll
and then
watch it
come back
again
to
with
me.
kinder eyes.
Kinder eyes. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's go and start the meat and potatoes. Talk about being Irish. The meat and potatoes part of the podcast.
All right, so this is our Christmas/holiday episode. So we thought we'd defend two of our movies that might be off the beaten path for Christmas per se, but they're two of our favorites, and you guys might not agree with them, but I don't care because I love this one, and you love. We already got into a fight about it, and we said save it.
Basically, what we're going to do is defend your favorite Christmas movie. I think mine is changing. I think what's the go-to? I think let's talk about that
Christmas
first.
Vacation.
Christmas
Home
Vacation,
Alone
people love. Home Alone's a biggie.
huge.
That might be the biggest one people love.
I'm sure
Christmas
It's a
Story.
Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life used to be like the number one.
But there's like a lot of older ones like Miracle on 34th Street that are like...
Right, which are great movies.
Yeah. But for the purposes of what we do, I'm gonna defend a real off the beaten path one. It's Gremlins, my favorite Christmas movie.
Jesus Christ.
Well, don't JC me. It's set in Christmas time. It's all about Christmas, all about the holidays. It's got a holiday soundtrack.
Let me ask you this. Gremlins passes the flip test for you?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
How about this? I'll even give you this. It's 3 days before Christmas. You're on the couch at your parents'
I
house.
almost said it.
Or it's Christmas Eve. You're on the you're laying on the couch at your parents' house. Gremlins is on. It's even the time period that you say this is a Christmas movie.
Then yeah, I'll watch.
You'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Whole thing.
All the way through.
When we get into it, I'll give you why. Because you haven't even stated yours yet.
I'll tell you mine. Well, here's the thing.
I can't believe this.
I don't know if you were. All right. I might have to backtrack a little bit.
Oh, you can't backtrack before you even start.
You know what? I'll defend it against this.
Okay, that's all we're doing.
All right, that's what we're doing. Family Man with Nicolas Cage and Don Cheadle is. I'll defend
Leone.
that any day of the week. You're out of your head if you think. I'll tell you right now. I know Gremlins is a movie from my childhood. Family Man. First off, if you want to go in the category of Christmas movie, what a better Christmas movie Family Man is.
No way.
The whole thing has such a better Christmas vibe than Gremlins does.
No, it doesn't. You're letting the little scary green monsters cloud your vision of the holidays and Christmas. It's 100% a Christmas movie.
Tell me why it's a good Christmas movie, Gremlins.
Because it brings families together. It's a love story. It's a great directed movie. It's a little small town movie. It's got all the ingredients of good Christmas movies.
How about this? Family Man didn't just bring families together. It made the guy want to start a family. The magic in Family
garbage
Man.
movie that I remember watching that in the theater. I saw it in the theater and wanted to leave.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
It's like Gremlins is Gremlins.
It's like a play on It's a Wonderful Life.
Exactly. The movie's already been done. Gremlins,
No,
true
because
original.
It's a little bit different because it's like they're like, hey, this is what it'd be like if you weren't
It's not
here.
a play. It's exactly It's a Wonderful Life.
No, it's not.
All right.
This is
If the guy had a different life, it could have seen his life go this way.
No,
That's
one
the
of them
exact...
is if you weren't around. That's It's a Wonderful Life. This is if you guys actually stayed together. This is what would have happened. You have this family.
Yeah, I know.
And it's and also like God, Nicolas Cage. First of all, one of your boys, Mandy.
Yeah, I love him.
The lead in Mandy.
Don't
also,
Mandy me.
don't Mandy me. Don't JC me. Don't Mandy me. Also, one of the most underrated people in Hollywood that should have been a complete superstar, but never really was a famous actress, but never a superstar. Tay Leone. Yeah. Tay Leone, put Tay Leone up against any actress.
She had a sitcom for a while. I forget what it was called.
Yeah, but she
was hot.
She bounced back and forth between TV and movies. Never was she highly regarded as much as other people, like Julia
she's always
Roberts.
good.
And she is, if you want to talk about beauty,
solid.
Oh, every category, everything, acting, looks, consistency, performance. 6, what? You're out of your head. So she's in it. She's amazing. Jeremy Piven's in it. That guy, whenever he's playing a supporting role like that, the friend role, he's perfect in it. It's got the guy from Fargo in it. It makes you think of Snow even more. He plays the dad. The dad from Fargo, her dad, the one that wants to pay off the kidnappers, plays her dad in, doesn't he?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, and then, so I don't know, man. I think when you're dealing with like Gremlins is about the gremlins.
It's
When you're dealing
not
with a
just about the
Christmas
gremlin.
movie should be about the family.
It is
And
about
that
the family. Gizmo is a family member, all right?
But it's about Gizmo.
It's about the dad and the mom and Phoebe Cates is his girlfriend. They all come together at the end.
What do you mean they all come together at the end? Do you mean to celebrate Christmas?
No, to help each other. To beat the gremlins.
Gremlins is one of those movies
I was on such a roll.
Gremlins was one of those movies that I think when I was a kid, I said I liked it because I had to like it. I don't think I ever loved
Were
Gremlins.
you scared of it?
I think I,
I
might
was
have been
scared
a
of the
little,
gremlins.
I was scared of it.
That probably has something to do with it.
I probably does.
I had a Gizmo doll. I had a little Gizmo.
So did I. Was it the one with the hair on the actual fur?
It actually felt really real.
That's those. My friend growing up, Joey Bondariva in East Meadow, New York. I remember when I got mine. I think it was that his dad got him for us or something. Like I remember being at his house. I'm almost positive, and opening up a package, and it's smelling like that, like something brand new.
New toy.
New toy plastic smell.
Yeah.
And if I ever smell that smell, I think of that that Gizmo doll. But it was like, to let people know how old I am and basically how old we are, same thing. It didn't do anything. It was just a doll.
It didn't do anything. I had an ET one, the same thing.
Yeah, I had the ET one. We had ET like plush toys.
The plush toy.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me just, before you sidetrack me with memories of toys, the movie starts with, there's an evil old woman. I still got a little It's a Wonderful Life in it too, with like the kind of Scrooge character. Old woman who runs the bank, and she doesn't give anybody Christmas bonuses or anything like that. And so she's kind of your evil character. You've got the dad, who's the traveling salesman, who's always on the road. He's
really
the
quick,
inventor.
that's not what you remember about Gremlins.
I'm giving you details that our defenders want to hear.
All right.
That's why they tune in, for the little... Because she hates carolers, remember?
Yes.
The Gremlins they're so good. You have Zach, your lead character. He's got a girlfriend played by Phoebe Cates in her glorious prime. A great scene when she's bartending for the Gremlins. I'm getting all out of whack here. Anyway, it's about family because you've got the dad who's never home, brings home his son a gift. It's a rare, who knows what it is, animal, I guess. And it's about responsibility. And the mother, who's kind of the doting mom, and by the way, one of the great scenes with Do You Hear What I Hear? One of the like kind of scariest scenes I think is very underrated. When it's just the mom and she's got the butcher knife and one of the early gremlins is kind of sneaking around the kitchen, and it's Do You Hear What I Hear on the record player? It's super scary.
Yeah, you know what that sounds like to me? A fucking scary movie!
Yeah, this still means it could be a Christmas movie.
How?
Okay, Krampus, last year. Scary movie, Christmas character. Just because it's a scary movie doesn't have to declassify it as a non-Christmas movie.
Sure it does, because that means it's a Halloween
The
movie.
sign Gremlins has Christmas lights around it in the sign.
Because it took place during that time.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that it's a Christmas movie is like, it makes
I highly disagree with this.
It's supposed to make you feel like good about the
Family,
world
man.
and people and like coming together. Like you said, coming together.
It's
and
got
family.
all that in the end. It's a happy ending, Gremlins.
But that's not like if you
just
there's no lessons
it
being
emotes.
learned.
It makes you emote.
Usually in those movies, I'll give you an okay.
And it's
Family
funny.
Man, Family Man's so great because it's basically a Christmas Carol if he went to one of the dreams. Like Don Cheadle is the guy.
Right. It is.
If he went to one of the futures, or one of the Christmas past, Christmas future, whatever it is, if he went to one, that's basically what it is. The whole thing is one flashback, whatever it is. But by the end, the guy learns a lesson. It's such a heartwarming thing. It's such a heartwarming story.
But it's not original at all.
Maybe it's not original, but nothing's original.
It's a clear ripoff of one of the Christmas carols. Ghost of Christmas Past.
But
or
like when
Christmas
I
Present,
think
if
of
he wasn't there, whatever you want to call it.
If I'm in the mood for Christmas stuff and I'm like giving presents and I'm meeting up with my family and I'm saying my nephew,
let me ask you this: where do you qualify Bad Santa?
A Christmas comedy, and it's a dark comedy.
Okay, so you can qualify a Christmas comedy, but you can't qualify a Christmas scary movie.
But I still think that Bad Santa's a comedy before it's a Christmas movie. Christmas movie to me is like a genre. You know what I mean?
Christmas movie that's
is
really
like,
splitting hairs.
All right, not really. Christmas Carol. I don't think Christmas Carol. That's an old version of it, but it's shitty. Christmas Story. You're gonna shoot your eye out. Christmas movie.
Right.
Like think about that. What else would you classify that as? You don't think
100%
comedy.
first.
You don't think comedy when you think Christmas Story. You think
I don't
that's a
think
Christmas
Family
movie.
Man. What does it have to do with Christmas? Actually,
That's when it's taking place. So the next,
all.
so purposely he's making the people work late on Christmas Eve, and they're all pissed at him.
it's not even a Christmas movie. We just figured this out.
Sure, it is. Everything, the whole thing's based around Christmas.
All the arguments you're saying. It's the
Gremlins
same
is like-
argument on Gremlins.
Doesn't Gremlins start like a month before it or something? Like
No, it starts right in the season. He brings home a present, literally for his son on Christmas.
But when I think of Christmas stuff,
On Christmas Eve, he comes home.
You don't think of that. Like nobody's like every Christmas, me and my family we watch Gremlins.
That's
together.
why it's a good pick.
Why? It's a different.
No, it's a good movie. Joe Dante, great director, also directed The Burbs from my hometown of Morristown, New Jersey, as well.
That's what it is. This is some bullshit Jersey pride thing. What's next?
Joe
He's gonna
Dante's great.
Next, you're gonna be like, watch Bruce Springsteen on Netflix. Well, actually, you should watch. I'm in the middle of watching it.
You know me, I'm not actually a huge Springsteen guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is the thing you defend. Fucking Andy. He's from Jersey. He defends Joe Dante. The guy made one good movie.
The Burbs is great too.
Burbs is great, but not critically acclaimed. That's my ex-wife. That's one of her favorites. She loves it. Burbs is great.
I love Burbs.
Burbs is great. Burbs. No, you know what? Burbs.
Got a 9 on the old tension scale there, Rube. Great line.
Well, he's fantastic in it. That's Bruce Dern, right?
Yeah, Bruce Dern.
So here we go. My point being, these movies should give you a feeling of Christmas. There's other movies that do that.
I think
Now,
it
one of
does
them I
give you
wanted
the
to bring up
movie at
earlier
first
that I
result.
watched the end of last night, which does that, but also you could put it into the thing of romantic comedy, but it's all based around Christmas. Love Actually. Great movie. It's all based in England.
Oh, yeah.
Stack cast,
Right.
like ensemble cast. But it's actually funny and it's not corny.
Yeah.
And it's based around Christmas. But if you just told me Love Actually is just a romantic comedy, it's not a Christmas movie.
Gremlins is based around Christmas. I don't know.
I know
they're
it's
not
based
getting that.
around Christmas, but the horror part and the suspense part takes over. I don't think of horror and suspense when I think of Christmas.
It's about
I think
the
of
small
love.
towns.
Hold on, I think of love when I think of Christmas. So Love Actually, it's like romantic comedy.
Gremlins has a love story. Gremlins is about a town whose Christmas is getting ruined by these awful little monsters, and then everybody coming in and helping each other out to overcome them. To basically one guy essentially, but he saves Christmas for the town, and with the help of his girlfriend and the help of Gizmo. And it's for all Christmas. There's caroling. The Gremlins go caroling.
All right, so I just proved that. All right, Family Man, even though maybe it's not the most original movie in the world, has elements of a Christmas Carol and has elements of what's the other one?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life in it, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is more Christmas than? What do you think is more Christmas, Gremlins or It's a Wonderful Life?
You're getting in this weird meta argument of because it has these aspects.
Yeah,
It's a.
Yeah, what do you think a Christmas movie is?
That you're at the point now where you're just arguing that Gremlins is not a Christmas movie.
Well, you know what? You know why? Here's the thing. You could say the same shit like when we did about Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
And at the time,
That's a very popular argument.
It's an argument that comes out now. People get mad about it.
Okay, so that's the same kind of argument I'm trying to make.
And you know what? And from talking about it more back then, I said, yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. But you know what? Now, the more we're talking, it's not. You're right. Whoever says it's not, they're right. Because just because it takes place, the more I think about it, just because it takes place at the time doesn't qualify.
It takes place at a Christmas party near Christmas. I don't know, like what else? I mean, yeah, okay, it's an action movie
It's
first.
more of a Christmas movie than Gremlins is.
No, not at
You know
all.
what I think does it for me? I think it might be my bias
I think
with
you're scared of the Gremlins.
I think I'm scared of the Gremlins. I think it's my bias with scary movies because whenever a movie's scary, I don't want that to be a Christmas movie.
You know what I'm
saying? Like-
I understand. I do get that.
Like a lot of Christmas movies have an innocence to them. You know, they have an innocent take on them most of the time. Like you don't want the heaviness is reserved for the rest of the year. Christmas time, it's about fun and family and caring for one another and caring for the world.
Okay. I just want to. I'm just taking a second here to compare movie posters. Gremlins is not very Christmassy.
Let me see. Family Man might not be either. And you know what? There's probably people who don't think of Family Man as a.
Well, first of all, another one pops up. Oh, The Family Man.
That.
Not A Family Man.
Oh, which is the one I'm talking about?
The Family Man from 2000.
Yeah. Is it 2000?
Yeah.
That was
I remember
18
seeing it
years
in the
ago?
theater. Oh, it just has Nick Cage standing there with a
Also,
briefcase and a bag of groceries.
Yeah.
To-
Also, let's be honest. It might have been one of the last good things that Nick Cage did before now his Mandy come back. But that might have been the beginning of him starting that downswing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Con Air was earlier than that, but
Which one?
Con Air.
Con Air was
Seven, I
97.
wanna say.
Yeah, 98 or 97. I think it's 97.
around
We
there.
talked about it a lot of the show. So my thing is this. You have Nick Cage, who's always a pleasure to have, and you had him when he was still like not crazy.
He's always a pleasure.
I don't know. When is he not a pleasure? You know, it's like, when have you been like,
All those garbage Nick Cage movies.
well, just don't watch those. When have you been like, bummer,
that
Nick Cage
qualifies.
is in it? Think about it this way.
I mean, no, he's in some of the movies I love.
Yeah. If a bad movie comes out and Nick Cage is in it, has way more of a chance of me watching it.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? Don Cheadle's great in it. I just like.
Who directed it?
What's his name? Brett Ratner.
Oh, that's
I know.
negative points. Compare
The
Ratner
Rush Hour.
versus Dante? Fuck off.
The Rush Hour guy.
Yeah.
Well, Dante isn't some fucking.
He's a great director.
He's not some.
If you know your fucking movies and directors, Dante is a great director.
When it comes down
From a
to
great town.
When it comes down to what makes you feel better when you like, what really makes you? Maybe it's me too because I want to have a family. I think it taps into a lot of things that are deep in my soul or something. I think that's why I love family. So I like the idea of like somebody being shown, hey, this is how it could have gone. I also like that whenever there's a back and forth like that, where they're showing you, hey, this is what your life could have been, or like when they're like manipulating time and like that kind of thing. Or it's not really time travel, but it's still like I got to get back and make sure this happens. Like that kind of thing.
Want me to list off some Dante gems?
Yes.
Piranha,
Yeah,
1978.
There
The
you go.
Howling, 1981. Explorers, 85. Inner Space, 1987.
Oh, he's in space.
The Burbs, 89. Gremlins 2, The New Batch. Which Matinee, which is an underrated movie. Small Soldiers, which is a decent movie too.
I saw it once. It is an underrated movie. I saw it in the theaters.
And that's
That's John Goodman Matinee.
yeah.
And then what? He stopped after that.
Yeah, he kind of tailed off. He's in his 70s.
Well, he's a TV director now.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah. Well, Piranha actually is a huge movie from the 70s.
Yeah. And the remake was great too.
And then Inner Space might be one of my favorite
I
comedies.
knew Inner Space was up there for
Inner
you.
Space is
I knew it.
anything Martin Short. Come on.
So you got director, and it's a Steven Spielberg is
produced it,
executive
yeah.
producer.
Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you director because Brett Ratner is like,
Yeah.
he's known for being
Cast
an
you might
asshole.
win on because you got Zach Galligan who plays the main character. He's really the only guy of note other than Phoebe Cates, who wasn't Phoebe Cates at the time yet.
Phoebe Cates, but she becomes a bigger name than Zach Galligan.
Exactly.
Because what else did Zach Galligan do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
The New Batch.
But Phoebe Cates, at least she has Fast Times after that. We just talked about Fast Times.
No, Fast Times was before Gremlins.
Oh, right, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then she kind of stopped, I guess, when she married Kevin Kline or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it coincides. It sounds
Maybe.
bad to say that.
Maybe Double K got to her.
I love how you call Kevin Kline Double K. I think we're not going to come to a resolution.
I
on
don't
this.
think
I
so
gotta be
because
honest.
I don't care for The Family Man. I went and saw it in the theater. I remember I was in college. I was home from Christmas break.
How do you watch that movie and you're not like, it's not
It's just
enjoyable?
not I just don't care for it.
You know,
It's a slow moving. The pacing's not great. It moves kind of slowly.
No
it's
way.
frustrating to watch too. That's
Why?
the problem with some of those like what if movies. They get very frustrating and go, I just wish you fucking did this or did this. You know?
right. It's called getting an emotional reaction out of you.
Okay, well, I get the creeps and the chills and the laughs out of Gremlins. Gremlins is an underratedly dark comedy too.
It is, and I'll tell you also another thing. I think Gremlins, and I know one of them's from way later, it looks so dated now to me. Like, if you watch it on
So
TV.
deathly afraid of those Gremlins. I did. No, I did.
Yeah, right.
I used to, I sleep with my sheets. I used to sleep against a wall in my bedroom. I had a wall, and then so I could only get up on one side. And I used to
when you were like little.
I was little, and I was in that. In 1987, I was 11.
Yeah.
So I had my childhood
you
bed.
weren't.
No, I was 8. Sorry. Yeah,
No, you weren't.
I was 8. 87. Yeah, I was born
87,
79.
I was 9.
I was 8. I was born in 1979. I was 8.
Oh, you're 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, so you. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I used to think things under my bed would come up in the wall, and I used to tuck my sheets in against the wall, and I specifically thought of gremlins. I'd be like, if I tuck my sheets in, the gremlins can't get to me.
Really?
I would specifically think of those monsters. Yeah.
See, that's not Christmas. Christmas
That has nothing to do with Christmas.
You know what your kids do on Christmas? They get excited. They get up at 5 in the morning and they jump out of their beds. They don't fucking trap themselves in their bed so animals can't get to them. I think that kind of sums it up.
No, that doesn't take
It really
away from
does.
me.
So, Andy, you just lost your own case by saying you were scared. So if you watched Gremlins around Christmas time or Christmas Eve, you might be scared to get up for Christmas morning.
Then,
does that sound like a Christmas
now-
movie to you? Not to me.
Yes. It doesn't matter.
You should be. Don't you remember that feeling of getting up before Christmas and being like, I'm so excited. You get up at like 6 in the morning to go
You
back
don't
to
know what
bed.
you're doing when you're a little kid. All your mixed emotions are running rampant.
But not. That's why I wouldn't watch Gremlins around Christmas. For that very reason.
I don't know why I was even allowed to watch that
All
movie
right,
at
we'll
that
agree
time
to,
frame.
We'll agree to disagree. We'll wrap it up. What would you like to plug, my friend?
Nothing. I guess just follow me as always at Andy Fiore. This is the holiday episode, so Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Happy
Give us a follow.
holidays.
Just help out the podcast. Really, that's what we're concentrating on.
Yes, let's mention that again. Subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It's a big deal. Email us. defendyourmovie@gmail.com. We're at defendyourmovie on Twitter. Let us know. We'll retweet, we'll follow you, we do write back. We're doing one of the matchups coming up, so look out for that episode. And then there's going to be way more stuff coming from the podcast, and way more news coming soon. You can hit me up on @ShawneeTime. This is on Showbiz Studios. That's showbizstudios.com. They have a YouTube page as well as an iTunes page for all the Showbiz podcasts. So check those out. A lot of our friends have them. They're so funny. And we will see you next week. And we love you so much. And Gremlins sucks. Thank you. Bye.
There's a time